Hi, everyone. Welcome back to It Depends, I Guess podcast. I'm Jackie.
I'm Caroline.
And the DJ is in the back there. You shout, maybe they might hear you. Yeah, okay, that's DJ. Yes, today we have a guest with us. Ali.
I am Ali.
Yes.
Ali Cham.
Ali Cham. Ali Cham.
Cham, the champion.
The champion.
The champion.
Oh, that's what my girls call champion.
Champion.
Champions.
Okay.
Yes.
Should I go more closer?
Yes, you good?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, our very first guest, you're our first guest
Woo!
ever.
Thanks for having
We're
me.
very excited to have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
And so the context, as I think Caro said in the last podcast as well, is a big part of this podcast is we bring our offline conversations online. And also a big part of it is our lived experiences.
Yeah.
And so the theme today is, moving from Africa to abroad. Everyone's journey is very different. And speaking of lived experiences, so Ali is going to talk about his journey. And we're really excited to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
And listen to your story, which I think a lot of people will love to hear.
Yes.
Before we jump in, the usual.
Is
Let
it
us
the
jump
tradition?
Traditions of stuff. So.
Yes.
Things
First of all, we get
things that-
housekeeping.
yeah, housekeeping.
Yes.
Things that have caught your eye this week. Cara, do you want to start?
This is going to be like a step down, I know, but I have been following what's been happening in the US and what Trump is up to.
What is he up to now?
There was over this Easter period, there was
Yeah.
a video that was released of Biden, the current president, hogtied, and this is sort of the rhetoric he has for, I think, his campaign for the elections. And I'm interested to see what's going to come out. I was actually on his Twitter account to see if he started tweeting, but it looks like they reintroduced back his account, but he's not tweeted for a long time. So yeah, he is much drama. I feel sad for the American people.
I think I said earlier, I think Trump is the OG clickbait influencer.
Clickbait, extremity cell.
Yes. It's just shock. It's just shock politics. Shock people.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that's how the internet has gone now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Our last episode,
trendsetter.
we talked about that.
Yeah. Ali, anything catch your
Well, for
interest?
me, it would be the guy from Zimbabwe by the name of Maxwell Chukumbutso.
Yeah.
Sorry for butchering his name, but
Chukumbutso.
something like that.
Yeah.
He invented some kind of like power generator that just run with like radio waves. So no benzene or diesel, anything needed for
Like
that.
proper.
Yeah, and this guy is just a
Sustainable.
genius. Yeah, sustainable energy. And he's thinking of powering the whole village of his area.
See, how come things like this don't show up?
Yeah, but that's the weird side of it. Yeah.
We don't see these stories that often.
The algorithm on my social media has not even put that in my radar.
Yeah.
And apparently the guy have been like arrested a couple of times now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
For actually just doing something good.
too disruptive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Too
my
destructive for
God.
business.
That is shocking. That is shocking. No, that's really dope. And actually, maybe I should go read up on that guy a bit.
Oh,
Yeah. And also the technology of how he's
technology,
managed to
how
come
he
up with that.
managed to come up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I hope, first of all, because again, it's another thing we don't really know well. I hope he's patented his innovation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't think it's something that we are told in our regions to do that.
Yeah.
And then you move to the West and it's like people have patented even
Patented everything. Yeah.
could be a small increase in like if you flush the toilet this way, but then you made it this way. That's a patent. I'm like, oh, we should be doing this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I really hope he has.
So I truly hope he stays alive and stays free
Yeah.
so that he can do something good. Because as African, we need people like that.
Yeah, we
too.
really
So,
do.
yeah.
We really do.
Yeah.
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 What caught my eye? What caught my eye? I love politics. I don't know if I ever say that.
Yeah.
But I've been following the elections in Senegal.
Yes.
And I guess congratulations to the president-elect. I don't butcher his name. Bassirou Diomaye Faye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like my grandma.
Yeah.
Fire.
Faye.
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 Oh, because
Yeah.
you're part Senegalese.
Yeah, I'm part
Yeah.
Senegalese. So actually, both of my parents come from Senegal.
Yes.
But I was born and grew up in Gambia.
Gambia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're
Okay.
Yeah. So
So I like to
congratulations
call
to
myself
him.
Gambian, but
You should be like I'm
I'm
mixed.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. So he won the election. I guess he's 44. If anyone has not followed the elections, like just go read
Yeah.
up on the background of the chaos that was the Senegal elections. But I think it's something we're going to see more often on
Yeah.
the continent.
Yeah.
Because he was the opposition.
Yes.
So there was a main opposition leader, and then he was going to be his running mate, I believe. That main opposition leader was jailed for,
Yes.
I can't remember what he was jailed for. And then
Sonko, I think that's the name.
yes, then the guy, then he was also in prison.
Yes.
And then initially, I think the Senegalese current president Macky Sall was looking to push the elections to the end of the year,
Yes.
which is now there was so many protests and it really disrupted the country.
Yeah.
And then he changed. I don't know, maybe due to
The
political
pressure.
push,
Yeah, political push,
political
yeah.
pressure. I guess because Senegal for a long time has been kind of like the more democratic representation, country
Yes.
in the west of Africa,
Yeah.
and Francophone Africa specifically.
Yeah.
So then, so due to pressure, he said, okay, he's leaving, he's stepping down on April 2nd.
Yeah.
Elections will run.
Yeah.
But the main opposition people were in prison, so ideally the
Yeah.
person he
Both
was
of them.
speaking-
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
who was already in government, I guess was a VP or something, was in government, was running. But he came out 10 days before the election and still
Yes.
came out to sweep the election.
Victorious.
And a big push was the youth vote, because the youth were so disgruntled with what's happening
Yes.
in Senegal.
Yeah.
And I think what I've loved about this entire thing is seeing youth coming
Coming out,
into their selves and realizing, oh, hold on, we can
have-
actually change
Change
the
it,
status
yeah.
quo,
Yeah.
and came in and voted, and like on paper, ideally this guy should never have gotten this many votes.
Yeah.
Right? Given that during the entire campaign period, he was
he
in prison.
wasn't
He was in
campaigning.
prison. Yeah,
Yeah.
he wasn't campaigning
He
at all.
wasn't-
Because what I understood from the situation is that the guy Sonko was supposed to run.
Yes.
But because he was jailed,
Yeah.
he ended up sending this Fai guy
Yeah.
to go and stand
To
for
go on
presidency,
ground, yeah.
who was actually in prison too.
Then he
Yes.
was thrown
Yeah,
in prison.
But,
right?
but they were like close
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
kind of thing, and they worked together.
Yeah.
But he ended up winning.
And he ends
Yeah.
up winning. Like, just to me, I mean, I think I was just like, I hope this is a wave and it's going to be the beginning
Yeah.
of youth in other African countries who I think there's a commonality in African countries in that there's such a disgruntlement with the youth, and the gap between the rich and the poor is like growing so fast.
Yeah.
Middle class is like a small sliver.
Yeah.
And most middle class, I think a big chunk of middle class is it's easier for you to go into to fall back
Oh yes.
versus move into
Up.
the
Move
upper
to upper
class,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The 1%.
Yeah.
So I really hope that this is the beginning of a change that we're seeing in politics, and just seeing the youth coming out as they are. Like, just it was really dope to watch.
And I think it should actually be a great example for the
Yes.
rest of the Africa.
really should.
Knowing that you
Uganda?
could stand up and fight for your own country. Do it. Don't be scared. Senegal did it. You can do it. Just go ahead.
That's true.
Uganda.
Yeah.
Uganda. All these places. Do it.
Yeah.
He's the oldest. Sorry, he's the youngest. I mean, president in
Technically,
Africa. Yes.
There's the guy from
Oh,
Burkina
yeah.
is the youngest president, I think. But
yes.
because he came in via
By coup.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are not recognizing
They
him.
Okay.
recognize him as the
Yeah.
president.
Basiru is being crowned as the youngest
Yes.
president we have, but technically there's
Yeah.
a few younger ones.
Okay. Okay.
So no, that's really dope.
Good example.
Yeah, that
Where
was a
to
bad
go,
taste in my
Senegal?
mouth, but let's just celebrate for now
Yes.
Yes.
until he proves us wrong.
Yeah. Oh no. At least
I hope
mean,
not, too.
At least this is the thing. I always say people are always like, oh, but then if we give a different person a chance, will they really do? I'm like, if we've given the same old characters a chance and they have fucked us over, yes, give young people a chance.
Yeah.
If they fuck over, it's okay.
At least you've learned
They'll
something.
have time
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
We can't say
We have seen
we've
what the
had
old one
10
does anyway.
Yeah,
so.
we've seen the old ones time and time again.
Yeah.
And then now we're like, oh, but if we give this young one, no, give them a chance. And if they fuck up, give them another chance.
Yeah.
Because, it's only by practice and like
Yeah.
that you know. So I'm really excited. I hope it's a beginning of something new.
They
let's hope
they
for
say
that.
insanity is doing
The same thing.
and
In that case,
expecting different
Africans
results.
are mad.
Oh, yeah.
We are mad.
We are mad.
Oh, no.
We are mad. All right, cool. So let's jump into Ali's story.
Yeah.
So Ali, I think let's start from the beginning. Yes. upbringing and all that good stuff.
Okay, so as I said, I'm born in Gambia, born and raised, everything. I came from a humble background. So my father is a fisherman, and my mom used to work with my father. So my father will go fishing, bring the fish out, and my mom will be the one to distribute, to sell it out, and
Okay.
keep the money kind of stuff. So
Yes.
she was in the administrative side of my father as well.
Yeah.
So my father never knew about numbers because
Yeah.
I was born in Banjul. I later on moved into another bigger city called Fajikunda.
Fajukun.
So
The time my
Banjul,
parents split up,
Banjul is which part of the Gambia?
Banjul is the capital of
The capital. Okay.
of Gambia.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I was born and raised there. Like until I was, let's say, 10.
Yeah.
Then my parents get to split up, and then I get to move with my mom to Fajikunda,
Fajukunda.
where my grandma used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, as a normal kid, just school life, after school, playing with your friends out there,
Yes.
jumping, not having no negative thoughts, just going with the flow kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was most of the time my life
Yeah.
until, let's say, I was about to turn, let's say, 14 to 15,
Yeah.
and things start to take a turn.
Yeah.
Because that's the time my mom started getting tired of waking up morning, going, working kind of things. And I was still young. So, but I knew at sometime I would be the after one to like to take over and just help her get some stuff. It's
Okay.
a pride of every child has, like to take care of your mom, your parents, whatever.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
are
part of
you
it.
like the firstborn, or are you like?
I actually have two older brothers. One sister in our entire family.
Okay.
So we only have one female.
Yeah.
And two younger brothers also behind me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are like, how much are we? Six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, six in total, yeah.
That's my
so
thing,
we are
anyway, like-
six, yeah. Six. So we are six people.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, from my mom's side.
Yeah.
And like in the whole time at school, I've never been that kid that like sitting in class to start with. So that have been one of my main issues while I was in Gambia. Because although I was a kid, it never makes sense to me. Like the things they were teaching us, like just did not make sense. Like how many belly does a cow have? And
Oh,
kind of thing.
yes,
You
yes,
chew it and re-chew it again, wasting your time for 18 good years, and then you end up not being a professional of nothing, after graduation, people
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So I was the kind of kid that dodged up school,
Yeah.
but I would still do my homework because
Yeah.
after school when my friends came off, I would just take the books, copy whatever they wrote.
Yeah.
I like to run. I like studying and learning stuff.
Yeah.
But I just do not like it in the condition Gambia have to provide.
The format of the classroom didn't work.
No,
for
I
you.
don't like those kind of
Even the things they were teaching, I guess, like if
raise
it,
your hand before you go to pee, before you ask questions. Like this submission, like they wanted from me.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was too bad
So
for
the
me to give
format
away.
didn't work for you
No.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my biggest issue.
Yeah.
So until grade 12, which is the higher educational level before you go to college and universities.
yeah.
And I end up like coming down. Meantime, I was like after school, going to work,
Yeah.
coming back, to
Yeah.
help out my mom kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until I get the idea that maybe it's time to just leave Gambia and go
Okay.
elsewhere and search for some better options.
Opportunities.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So from Gambia, generally, in a general term, that was kind of,
It was okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, so you said you had the thought to like just leave and go look for opportunities.
Yeah.
Is that something you had seen other people do, or like where did that just come from?
I don't know about the rest of the Africa, but I know in Gambia it was like every single child dreamt of coming to Europe or
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
I think it's due to the colonization that we face, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we grew up just thinking so very highly of the Western
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
So it was every child, man, old, woman, everyone's dream to just
Yeah.
make it there. Doesn't matter what they do or what kind of work they're gonna do.
Yeah.
They just want to make it to this side of the world.
Was it influence from like TV, music?
No,
like
but when I was young,
tourists.
actually, I would say we never had that much of access to TVs like
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the time, and
Yeah.
electricity was unstable in Gambia.
Yeah.
It was more like seeing people coming from Europe,
okay.
coming back with
Coming
big
back.
cars, good clothes.
okay,
and,
okay,
you know,
okay, okay.
If you have your beautiful girlfriend, you can lose it so quick, because
Like a-
they get the money. You're gonna compete those people.
Yeah.
So like every one of us just end up thinking like maybe this is the place
Yeah.
we want to go so
Yeah.
that we can be respected as they
As-
are.
Okay.
Okay. Society respected
Society,
people who
yeah,
who are
praise
okay.
them,
Okay.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
So they're like praised for coming back from Europe,
Yeah.
spending money, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And maybe I don't know about Gambia, but in Kenya it's almost the same where
same way.
you can see people who are abroad are sending money home and
Yeah.
they're building big
houses,
houses.
big
The family is
houses.
doing well.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's generally like that. And I'm
yeah.
guessing, in the rest of the Africa is gonna be pretty much the same.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be just maybe one or two countries which is
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
different,
Yeah.
like South Africa, let's say.
I think the South is a bit different.
yeah, South
Yeah.
is kind of different, kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Southern
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah.
But the Western, especially,
Yeah.
oh no, I would bet my life that even Nigeria thinks of only coming. Even the biggest countries in West, the mind is just making it to the other
Exit.
side.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because everyone wanted to have the money,
Yeah.
but you will not even consider that you could make it where you are. It's
yeah.
not part of your thought because you already feel like it's not here anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just
Yeah.
out
And you
there.
don't see lots of examples
Example
of
of
people
people
locally
making
building
it there.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that was the biggest, let's say, thing that put it in my mind, like to make it also go out of this road. Yeah. Yeah. It was that, I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is now after grade 12. So after
grade-
high school.
After
for,
grade 12, after
Yeah.
I've actually just made my way through to see if I could go to college.
yeah.
Yeah.
But as I said, I already had enough of the education,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. And I always felt like if I met the right people and talked to the right people,
Yeah.
I could actually make money. Because
Yeah.
the goal of all this shit is like
Is to-
make
Yes.
money.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry for the cause anyway. It's frustrating to talk about Gambia sometimes. But so the goal of all of this stuff was just to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could actually make money not going through all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So, Tando have been in Gambia, for example.
Yeah.
And you have seen like the airport. You see the fence? I was part of the project to build those fence. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
and so this is you're working as you're in school.
I'm in school. So after school, I usually have one single T-shirt in my bag. So because Gambia, we wear shorts as uniforms.
Yeah.
So like after school, I would just change up my white shirt and just put on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
And go to go work.
Oh.
Yeah, make some money and then, yeah.
When you were still in high school, they would allow you
High
to...
school, yeah.
Yeah.
High school,
Okay.
yeah. So after school, just run up straight to
Yeah.
the place, walk a bit.
Make some money. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
now if I come to Gambia and see the fence, I was like, yeah, I'm proud
Like,
actually.
Yes.
build that
Made
fence.
something here.
Yes, my sweat and...
Yeah, that's my
step.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my work. Yeah.
And I become a supervisor actually at that project because
Oh.
I was one of the few who could read and write.
Oh.
So the boss ended up giving me the thing like to write how many cement we use a day,
Yeah.
gallons of water, how many personals were there to work,
Yeah.
who worked, and all these details.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I was hated for, but it works well.
Yeah.
Worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
works well. I was proud of it.
And so when you say you finished grade 12, what age is that? Like 17 or 18 or
Like
younger?
17.
17.
17,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
17.
So then now you have the thought, I want to leave. How, like, what does that look like now? Like, how did you, how does that look like?
It was looking really bad. Like the moment you finish from school, like it's this thing like in your head that you don't even know what you're good at because you've never been taught on how to think for yourself. Because you have always been taught how to think and to ask before you even do something.
Yeah.
Generally, that was the thing.
Yeah.
And culturally, we kind of have that similar kind of thing.
Yes, yes.
Like you don't speak to elders some certain
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
You ask before you do any kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we were like sink down to not be nothing alone. So you always have to ask anyone for any kind of information. So it was tough to orientate myself to see what I want actually. Nothing would have come in my mind. But right around that time, then the too bad to say it this way, but the war in Libya took place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I started hearing people talking about, like Libya is having a war. They are in need of people to work. Yeah, destruction is there, so they would like to build again.
Yeah.
It's like, what do I have to lose now?
Yeah.
Let's just catch on the road and go.
Go to Libya now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then because you felt that
Yeah.
you had experience in construction.
Construction.
So that's something.
Yeah.
That's something that maybe I'm not a professional in construction, by
Yeah.
the way, but I knew like I could just do the manual kind of working.
Yeah.
Like mix the cement, pass it up, bring the bricks and kind
Yeah.
of thing. So
Yeah.
labor, so I could do those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I was willing to go for it.
Yeah.
And I did my little research, seeing that dinar was way above the dalasi, which is our currency.
Yeah.
The Libyan dinar is
the
like
okay.
a dollar.
dinar.
Yeah.
In the international market kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
was a good investment for me to go
Yeah.
and then work money back there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you researched the dinar and
Yeah,
found
like
that it was stronger.
the currency rate was stronger than ours. So I was thinking like maybe working even for 100 dinars could mean a lot back home, or could mean a lot of me going more further. Yeah. So I just decided to just take on that road. But it was not easy to do because I came from when my family got broken, like separated kind of thing. So financially, it was not that good for us, and especially we were like all the kids we are all staying with my mom. We were all with my mom, and she was working very hard, like hard, like waking up in the morning around 2, 3, like to cook, and then take the food around 6 outside to make it at this big factory we used to have in Gambia called Sankumsila. So they make soaps, balls, buckets, and stuff like that over there, and there were like more than 100 personals working there.
Okay.
And she had to provide food for every one of them.
Okay.
So it will usually be me going with her.
Okay.
She dropped the stuff.
Yeah.
And then I continue straight to Banjul for school.
Okay.
I was still in Banjul doing school.
Yeah.
As a child, yeah. So it was like, I knew if I want to take on this road, I don't have the money and I cannot ask my mom for it.
Yeah.
So I end up making the decision before going to straight up to the journey. Let me just start with Guinea-Bissau, where my father's relatives are still there as a fisherman. So you go with them and work for it's like a campaign.
Yeah.
So you work for like 9 months or 10 months. Every 3 days in the water, fish. 1 day come out, sell it. 3 days again in the water.
Oh,
You're in the
wait.
water for 3 days.
For 3 good days.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You sleep,
You sleep
in the
in the
water.
boat, you cook in the boat, you take everything right in the water. You drop it right there. Yeah.
It's deep sea.
A deep sea. Deep sea fishing. And it's all out of these wooden boats.
The wooden.
Because, that's where my fathers come from.
Okay.
That's kind of the fisherman.
Yeah.
So we have these long nets that we usually throw.
Yeah.
So I went to Guinea-Bissau. I worked there for I did not complete the whole campaign because I was there until 8 months. Just 1 more month to go, and I decided to quit too because I heard a call. I got a call from back home in Gambia that all of my friends that I used to sit with, not all, but most of them, took off. So they are already on the way going.
Now, when you say took off, they're moving.
They left Gambia, heading to Libya.
To Libya. Oh, so they are also going to the...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And considering we are a group of 10 boys,
Yeah.
kind of thing, and like 7 of us, just everyone gone. And the plan was to do it.
Yeah.
Before I even
you
left for
meant to do it.
Guinea-Bissau,
Okay.
we talked about it.
Yeah.
But I knew my situation. I don't have the money. And
Yeah.
most people have their families that could just give them some
Yeah.
cash, send them money time to time when they get stuck.
Yeah.
My situation was different, so I had to go and look for the cash.
Yeah.
Before coming back, though, while I was in Guinea-Bissau, I get a call saying that most of them are gone. And I could not concentrate on the work again, which actually brought me to having a little bit of tiny problem with my stepfather, my uncle, to say. Yeah. But then I came back home for 2 weeks and then took off again, and just head up to the road.
So let me ask about the part of taking off. When you're making this journey to Libya and you leave, I'm trying to visualize how the map is, You're in the Gambia. How does transport look like?
Yeah.
Are you taking a bus? Are you taking to get to Libya? How does that transport look like?
Because there's... What is there?
Let me look at the map.
Is there Mali? Oh, no, Mauritania is going the other direction.
Yeah, Mauritania is along the coast. So you have Gambia, because Gambia is right inside Senegal.
So you have to
So
go
Yes.
to Senegal.
Okay.
to Dakar, and then go to Mauritania. That's one route, but that's not the route I took. You can go along the coast, so you go Mauritania, and then you go Morocco, and then you're already at north.
Yeah.
Because Gambia too is along the coast.
Along the coast.
But I penetrate
Inland.
inside Africa, inwards.
So that you're cutting through Mali,
So, yeah.
Niger.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say then Gambia, and then from Gambia to Mali,
Mali.
and from Mali to Burkina,
Burkina,
and from Burkina to Niger, from Niger to Niger. Though instead of Libya, I go through Algeria,
Algeria.
and then from Algeria I move to Libya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh
from-
yeah. So now that I have the map with
That's
me
like
here,
the
I can
fattest
see.
part of the country.
you
Fattest
see it,
part.
yeah.
That's the head. The
Yeah.
big head.
So you went to
I
Guinea-Bissau,
went to Guinea-Bissau,
which is just
lower.
south
Yeah,
of.
south of Gambia.
Yeah.
So then you went back to Gambia,
Gambia.
and then cut to
Mali.
Mali. So
Mali.
you went more east now.
More east
East-
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes,
Moving
yes.
kind of east. Yeah.
Then you went to.
And you're going by
Algeria.
bus or what's?
We use everything. There are sometimes that you have to walk. Most times you take a bus. But because of the challenges we encountered along the way,
Hold on. So this, when you leave, it was not just you, or it was you and someone else.
around that time, actually, there are a bunch of Gambians heading for the same goal. As
Okay.
I said, because we all now, most of us knew that applying for visa from Africa to Europe or America, it's like
lottery
asking God to
ticket.
shake hand with you in person. Like, it's that hard, like, honestly.
That's true.
Yeah, it's that complicated to do.
And
So-
if God shakes your hand,
Yeah, and now-
according to Christian religion, you're
see,
dead.
Yes.
So every bad situation brings some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moment we all heard that there is war and Libya is next to the coast, and
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Yeah, this is my time to make it."
Yeah.
Like, so there were a bunch of Gambians, Nigerians, Sierra Leone, Ghanaian. and
Yeah.
most of these is like West Africans.
Yeah.
Heading for that direction.
Wedding for Libya. Yeah.
Which actually brought the attention to us because now the police checkpoints
Yeah.
between Mali, Niger knew about us coming.
Yeah.
And with money most of the times. So now they will not even let you pass.
Okay.
It's like pay before you
pass.
pass.
How is border control like when you're moving from country to country? Did you carry a passport with you? Do you get stamps? And this is my naivety asking these questions.
This is exactly what you should carry normally.
Yes, yes.
In normal cases, this is what you need to
Yeah.
just pass by.
Yeah.
And being an African, it should never be that difficult to do.
Yeah, yeah,
But quite the opposite happened.
yeah.
They don't care about your passport or your
Okay.
ID card or your
Yeah.
birth certificate. They
Yeah,
don't care.
yeah.
One bit. It's like pay
To
or
go
we put you
through.
in the cell. I get a lot of ass whooping from Malians and Burkinabes from their police checkpoints.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get like, and they beat you.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you like, call your parents to send money. So it's like kind of kidnap that happened to you.
so now it's like
it is
ransom,
like,
yeah.
next to home, but a kidnap is kind of happening.
Yeah.
So they kind of put you in a small cell and forget about food and water kind of things. The more you suffer, the more they're convinced you're going to soon look
gonna
for some
pay.
solution to pay them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of like that for us. I think the place I faced the hardest because I left Gambia with like $20,000, which is equivalent to 200 euros from the money I make from Guinea-Bissau. And I instantly got scammed at Mali, at Senegal, sorry, because I paid for the bus trip to take me straight to Niger.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be like a direct connection.
Yeah.
Knowing that people used to do it bit by bit,
Yeah.
and you get to encounter the police and stuff, I thought taking the straight one will take me straight to Niger to my
Yeah.
goal.
Ah,
At
okay.
least next to Niger, I could make it to Libya and Algeria anytime.
Yeah.
And I was ready, like, to whenever I get stuck, to work. So for me, it was not like I have the money within me. I just have my energy. and
You
my-
can
Yeah,
work,
yeah.
I just want to work.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
get stuck, I could just sleep at the car garage, whatever,
Yeah.
work some money, and then
Yeah.
take transport to go
Yeah.
to the next country.
Yeah.
But that was the hardest thing to do because I got scammed right at Kaolack, a city in Senegal. A guy was like, big mouth Senegalese, like he can talk. Right?
Yeah.
I talk nice, but this guy was next level talking. This guy just bother me to just accepting that ticket and then just realized he just threw me at Mali.
So he just got you to where everyone else was getting to anyway.
Yeah.
We call them coxsol. I don't know what that means, but it's a kind of French word. It's the one that connects you with the whatever you want. It looks for go here, this is going here. Like. It took the money from us and just sent us to a city called Sikasso in Mali. And we got stuck there. And that was the trip of like 15 boys. We all don't knew each other because I was only with one person that I knew from Gambia that we came up together. And we got stuck there, and the driver was like, yo, guy, just pay me this money until this location. I'm going to take you further. That's not my job. Da, 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 da. And we're like, oh, man, and stuff. We end up sleeping there for like 2 nights. And because luckily we had a guy who speak good French, who is originally Malian, and speak also Bambara, which is the language Malians usually speak. So we end up putting our last monies together so that he can take a transport together with water guy and go back to Bamako. because the guy who usually works there in Bamako,
Okay.
between Kaolack and Bamako.
Okay.
So he could go back to Bamako and just trace this guy and take him to prison.
Okay.
So we set up our plan. Don't talk to him. Just go and look for him, grab him, take him to jail. kind
Yeah.
of thing. He'd go to the police station in Bamako and just,
Yeah.
And the police guy actually helped us a lot.
Yeah.
Because he was like, yeah, now you're going to take them back to where you promised to take them and give them back all the money.
Okay.
And that was the punishment he initially gave this guy.
Yeah.
But because then the guy was begging, like, please, I will take them, no problem, whatever. I cannot give them the money, but I will take them to their position. It's like, okay, then take them. We entered the car again from there. But then right the next city, which is Burkina, we get stopped. Because now we have to stop onto the checkpoint and pay.
Yes.
Because we spent all of our last money.
Yeah.
I don't have
Trying
money.
to get this
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
So like all the other guys have money, and the guy else which have money because his parents usually send him some cash.
Yeah.
But he cannot carry me all the way.
Yeah.
It was gonna be hard for them too.
Yeah.
So I got stuck there.
Yeah.
So all of them get to pass, but me no.
Yeah.
So I get to start over like fresh from Burkina.
Burkina.
Burkina, I was going to shops, cleaning their stuffs, or to the garage, wash their cars to get some money to put together.
Yeah.
And altogether, it was a nice experience, can I say? Hard, but
It's hard, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
well
gonna
taught.
ask about language. Like when you're crossing between where you're starting from, the
Yeah.
Gambia, you've gone to all the way to Mali. You talked about French in in Bamako, and now you're in Burkina. Like these are French-speaking
French-speaking
yes,
countries.
countries, yeah.
And you should have seen me just blending everything just to make sure I communicate with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I end up realizing like language is to communicate with people. But without language, you can still communicate with people.
Yeah.
And I get to discover that right in those kind of situations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was never going to be like the situation where Ali will be like, no, I don't speak French, or
Yeah.
I don't speak this, or that, or that.
Yeah.
I was not in that position to
Yeah.
choose.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more of my job to engage them into
communicate.
trying
Find
to
a
speak
way.
with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Because I needed way
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
So that's why I started mixing up my French.
Yeah.
And one language which is very common between Senegal, Mali, Ivory Coast, and Burkina is the Bambara,
Bambara. Yeah.
which sounds more like a Mandinka, like a language we have in Gambia.
yeah.
They're just like you speak Dutch and then Schweizerdeutsch.
Yeah.
These two.
Yeah.
It's like they sound kind of the same.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I kind of got that, so I usually just change my accent
Yeah.
down to theirs, and they kind of get it. I was not speaking it right, but they get it. A
Yeah.
little bit of French that I knew from Gambia too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how
Okay.
I kept communicating with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then now this is now in Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso
So
now.
Yeah.
you were able to work, get money to now cross the border
Yes.
now into Niger.
Niger.
No, I did not go to Niger because from Burkina, I was right in the border between Burkina and Mali. So now I crossed there to went to the capital, which is Ouagadougou. Ouagadougou, I think I spent like around another 6 weeks stuck there. I had to work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And right after Ouagadougou, I had the money then to move up to Niger.
Niger. Okay.
And that place, I went straight to the capital too, which was called, which is Niamey.
Niamey,
It's
yeah.
called Niamey.
Yeah.
So I was there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there, so it's, again, same formula. So
Same
you get
formula.
there, you work.
get there, you stock, you know. Among the people going to this route, we are not all the same. Some people have the cash in them. So whenever they get stuck, they just need to find the nearest Western Union
Okay.
and receive money from their people back home.
And,
Okay.
and continue
Pay and
Yes.
moving. Yeah.
So they don't carry the money even within
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because then
So-
you're more
Yeah.
easily to be robbed. It's
Yeah.
like you become
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a target.
spotlight,
yeah.
you're a target.
Yeah,
Yeah.
target.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those people were kind of like the safest
Yeah.
among the group of people that were going forward.
Yeah.
I was among the group that don't know that you don't have the money. You just get stuck. That is it. Walk and
Figure it
just
out.
look for
Yeah.
a way out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And there are other people too who just sit over there, call their people, asking, searching for friends and things to help. So it was different for all of us. And for me, I couldn't just scoop out who to go to at that moment because I know my family situation. So it was this pride that I had that I would die here, but I will not just
Call and
involve
ask.
them in
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
yeah.
It will make me sound like kind of,
Yeah. And so when you say let's say you're in one city, you work for a bit, get money to cross over. So it's just you get on a bus.
You get on the bus, pay for it.
the border, you get
and
your
at the
money.
border, that's the thing, because you are paying for the ticket. and you are not even sure that you're gonna make it to the destination because at every checkpoint the bus have to stop
All these
and the police have to come
checkpoints are not
in.
just at the
Yeah.
border. There's other
No,
checkpoints.
we other checkpoints. Every country we enter
okay.
between Mali, Niger, Burkina, they have like thousands of those checkpoints.
Yeah.
Like 20 along the street.
Yeah.
Sometimes they are not even 100 meters distance from each other.
Yeah.
One standing here looking at the other, controlling, knowing that they're gonna stop you again to control.
Yeah.
Kind of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which year was this actually? Now
this was like the year 2000 and going to 12.
12.
12,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there
No,
was
11, 12. 11, 12.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So there was I was trying to put this in context of like if you're calling home what technology looked like if you're crossing border from border, like do people have cell phones or did they need to go find call boxes like but I guess by that time phones had penetrated
Phones
a
were
lot.
there actually
Yeah.
by that time.
Yeah.
And it have happened a lot because I actually came up with a phone.
Yeah.
Which was a BlackBerry back then, like an old
Uh-huh,
BlackBerry
yes,
phone.
yes,
it was
yes.
not that the
BlackBerry.
good BlackBerry phone.
Throwback.
But I get to borrow it. I bought it like from in Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah.
So I was having it. I get to exchange that for my freedom actually. The phone itself. Because they will take anything from you. Even
Okay.
your clothes.
Wow.
If you cannot pay and they know that you cannot pay with money, it's
Yeah.
like what do you have in your bag? Now
So
they start searching through your
you
stuff.
used your phone as
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
currency.
I trade my phone just to go forward.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
end up making the road from, let's say, after Niger, not having any phone, any
Yeah.
device that I could communicate with my
Yeah.
people, anything. I was just
Yeah.
going forward like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So now from Niger is now you go into Algeria.
Algeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
How was Nigeria? How was Algeria?
Oh, but I spent a lot of time in Niger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I spent like up to 6 months in Niger. And Niger is one of the hottest country
Yeah.
you could ever
Niger.
find.
Your basic
There's
It's
a
a desert.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
Sahara.
desert. Like
Yeah.
that place is hot.
Yeah.
But the people over there have their own ways.
Yeah.
You see when it's windy, they just wear these turbans and cover their face like ninjas.
Yeah.
So the sun will not even like be entering their eyes, you know.
Yeah.
And me, the amateur, not knowing nothing about that place, like I was walking like this, you know, trying to see the way to go.
Yeah.
Because when it gets windy, everywhere you cannot even
can't
see
see.
2 meters in
Oh,
front.
it's
Yeah.
the sandstorms.
Yeah, the
yes.
sandstorms that
sandstorms,
comes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
very bad.
Okay.
I end up feeling good though in Niger because at the end I knew like I was there with some friends that I get to meet along the way.
Yeah.
They are not a friend from Gambia, but I met them Nigerians here, Senegalese, and
Yeah.
whatever. We get to build like kind of a group,
Yeah.
and we were all in the same kind of situation.
Yeah.
So we create our own group. So we sit together there, spend time, hunt for food, like going out there seeing if one week make money and
Yeah.
the rest don't make, that money he makes is gonna buy food for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Which was helping us stay alive
Yeah.
to eat,
Yeah.
but keeping us more longer in Niger.
Yeah.
Because instead of that guy making the money and paying and,
And
going,
moving on.
because now we make a pact that everyone who makes money,
Yeah.
we're all gonna go out and look for work.
Yeah.
Who makes money, we eat. If we have little money, we put it aside
We
for
save
transport.
food.
For all of us can go together, and we were like 4 guys together. Like that. So I spent like 6 months. I end up even starting putting knife on my waist like this, like
the way they
Nigerians,
do, yeah.
the way they do it. Like I was, you know, you accept your fate. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, kadang are their language. I get to speak it a bit because
Yeah.
they speak Hausa.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So they speak the Hausa, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. I spent that time, and my escape of leaving Niger was a guy from Senegalese still, but he was working in Mauritania because that's another route. He bought
Yeah.
a ticket from there straight to the border next to Algeria, Niger, Algeria. I was in a place called Agadez, where most people going to Libya will come, enter the truck, and then go through the Sahara Desert. Which was more deadly, I think, than the sea that we talk about most of the time.
Oh, the
Yeah.
desert is the
That's the hardest.
You
part
don't know
to
what's
cross.
in the desert. You will never know because people only show you one side of the story.
Yeah.
They tell you like the sea, oh, boat collapsed, but that happened.
yeah.
For us, it was more like it happens, but maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
Bad ones happen.
Yeah.
Every now and then, every month, maybe one both. I'm saying it like it's nothing because it can get worse than that.
Yeah.
But for the desert kind of people, I think they have a harder death because you get stranded at the desert.
Yeah.
So just
You're lost.
Are there like guides, like people who get paid money to help you cross
to
the
commute
desert? Yes.
like now.
These are the Libyan ex-military coming back to Niger
Yeah.
to carry you, to take you back.
Oh.
With the intention, you don't know what they want to do with you. Some trips just land straight to the to get kidnapped.
Yeah.
Prison. Some people just get dropped in the middle of the desert. Like everything happens when they get their money.
Yes.
They can
Now
do whatever.
everything you have left is prayers.
Yeah.
That they're gonna do right by you, but
Yeah.
you are never guaranteed safety.
Okay.
Yeah, because once they leave the territory of Niger or
Yeah.
whatever it is, they are entering Libya.
Yes.
You don't talk back to them even. Yeah, kind of way. Like the things I saw with my own eyes make me realize. I'm not saying black people are not loved at all in the whole world, but I've not seen one place where you have that peace. Like whenever like people who are not looking, people who don't look like
don't
you,
look like you.
looks like they have something against you, and you are like, I never met you, I don't know you, I'm a good person.
Yeah.
You want to demonstrate yourself that you are a good person.
Yeah.
But regardless, their treatment towards you is the same as they would do to the next one.
Yeah.
Like most of the times,
Yeah.
like I would say 70% of the time, it's like that. So the desert, but I end up taking the other route because a guy came up to Agadez and through his ticket, he bought straight from Nouakchott, which is Mauritania,
Yeah.
to go straight to Arlit, which is a border between Niger, from the other side to, you can check it,
Yeah.
from the border between Algeria to Niger.
Yeah.
And I was there in Agadez with my boys. And they was like, if you want to take the risk, just go. We don't mind. We can meet you there later. I was like, I'll just take this shot. So he threw the ticket. I read it. It was like 1 day left, valid. I go to the bus stop, enter and go. I almost made it to the city, but there was only one checkpoint. But the city, you can see it like 2 or 3 kilometers out in front of you. The lights are there. And I get to, they stop me at the checkpoint. So I get to come down, let the bus go. But at the same time, they were working with these agents, the ones that usually help you smuggle you to the country. The police were working with these smugglers.
Oh.
So they stopped
Yeah.
me purposefully
Why am
so
I
that they can
surprised?
brought these agents
Yeah.
to come and smuggle you so that you can pay to those
even
people.
more money.
Even
It's such
more
a money. Yes.
Now, not only you going to pay to the police, but they're going to recommend you the one you have who have to smuggle you to. That was the work. But I have no money, so all I have was to lie. Yeah. So I told them, like, listen, I heard a name. I overheard someone speaking about a guy he knew who was his agent. I was like, yeah, Ibrahim is the one I'm looking for. He was like, yeah, I'm the younger brother of Ibrahim, which I think he was lying,
Yeah.
but he wanted me to come anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's go, because I want to go with Ibrahim. My brother recommended me to Ibrahim. This guy drove me to his place where he hides us.
Yeah.
He brought me there, give me food.
Yeah.
Now, in his mind, tomorrow he's going to give me a phone and a credit to call home and just get the money.
Money.
That's what he was thinking.
Oh, okay.
So he ended up providing all this, like treating me from the first. They treated me like a very big guest.
Yeah.
And I was getting scared. I was like, whoa, he's spending a lot of money on me and he's gonna kill me tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I ended up going in the morning. He gave me a phone. He gave me like 500 francs, which I don't know how much is equivalent to francs today, but
Yeah.
it's this French
Yeah.
currency that is in Senegal and Mali, everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that trash.
Yeah.
That one.
CFA.
Let's
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a frank.
So he gave me that one to go and buy food to eat. And then I called, and then he came back in the afternoon. He was like, so how's it? When are you going? Because I don't like keeping people here for long, because
Yeah.
police sometimes do control.
Yeah.
Maximum you stay here is like 2 days, and then you get to be smuggled inside.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, my parents are preparing the money and they're going to have it now. You have to give me more patience. It's like, oh, do you need more credit every day? I was like, every day. Yeah, I just keep taking the credit, calling my mom, talking to her nicely, but not about the money. I was like, Mom, how are you? I miss her. Like,
Yeah.
around this time, I've not been talking to my mom for almost like, let's say, to 9 months or 10
Yeah.
months.
Because you gave your phone away.
Yeah, I gave
so
my phone away
all
back
the time
then.
in Niger. All that time you
All
had
the
no
time I was not
communication.
hearing with my mom.
Yeah.
So for me, it was an opportunity to use it at least for something good.
Yeah.
Just call my mom.
Yeah.
Whatever comes later is good. By
Yeah.
then, I've already developed this persona.
Yeah.
Just knowing that there's a danger or consequences of me doing this,
Yeah.
but I will still take the chances
Yeah.
of doing it and see how it comes up. And then on the third day, he came up pretty mad, like mad. You are lying. You have to go out, but you also have to pay me first all this money. Or I'm gonna kill you. Like all kind of threats. And I was like, okay. So I woke up in the morning and walked to the. They have like a bus stop where people coming back from Algeria, going to Algeria. They usually meet so like a big garage for bus. I usually went there to help people carry bags, put in their car so that they can give me some money and stuff like that. Luckily for me, I end up seeing like 7 Gambians trying to go through Algeria,
Yeah.
but don't know anyone,
Okay.
like any agent to smuggle them
Yeah.
into the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
And I saw my man, the agent that smuggled me
Yeah.
to that country, right there struggling with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, this is God telling you that this is your chance.
Yeah.
I end up coming straight and I play along. I was like, guys, I know him. He's the one who have to smuggle me through.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good. His connection is very fast. And I make him some customers.
Yeah.
This guy treated me after that like,
Yeah.
like a prince.
Referral fee.
I got it all. He was like, I never get this much of a customers. Thank you.
Yeah.
You come. I'm going to push you for free. Promises.
Ah.
Now to sweeten the deal, I was like, I have another friends in Agadez, which was
the ones
Niger, that I left
the other
behind the
three
trip.
friends, yeah.
I was like, I would call them to come and join us here.
Yeah.
Like by that time, I already talked to my boys too, within the credit he gave me, that they already make some money too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, you guys could come here.
Yeah.
Even though your money is not fully the one is asking, I think he will still push you.
Yeah.
Because there's already 7 guys plus you 3. He will push me for free for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the trip will be full, likely, because in this like pickup calls, but they put like 10 people to 15 in one
Yeah.
car.
Yeah. Can I ask something about the money? So that how much is it at this point for
Yeah,
per
that's a good
person
point, yeah.
to actually for them to smuggle you?
Yeah.
Like how much do they ask?
They usually ask for 100,000 francs.
Some
100,000 francs is like 100,000 francs.
their CFA, yeah.
Yeah, CFA francs.
But
And
is
that,
That's
If you- that's
equivalent
equal
to
to
like
euro.
$1 or a euro.
I cannot check. Actually, I would not remember now, but by then it should be. I remember the exact number. It was Samil. Samil, because 15 francs kind of thing.
Oh,
yeah.
15 francs. Okay. Right
Yeah,
now.
today,
Okay.
today.
Okay. So
Oh,
$15.
Before then it was less, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
So
kind of
back
like
then it was a bit higher.
it was a bit
it was
higher. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a bit
Inflation and
higher.
Inflation and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
And Niger is a dry country.
Yeah.
So making even the number one is gonna be very hard.
Yeah.
Because people don't like agriculture is not there most of the times. So they survive most of on like cattle like cows,
yeah.
sheep, milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind of food.
Yeah.
And you cannot just go and just
Okay.
be a farmer any day.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was hard to make money.
Money, yeah.
Yeah, around Niger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the boys happened to make money and they came. So now I joined them there. He was like, yeah, I'm going to push you together with your friends. You give me a full trip. This is good. No problem. That's how I entered Algeria.
Okay. Okay.
That's how I made it there.
And so now from this town he's driving it, how many hours is it into?
Like the car ride will be like around 6 to 7 hours because the driver will not run straight up because they're afraid of the police or the controls because it's a desert, but still petrol comes along from time to time.
Yeah.
So usually they will run to a spot and then park the car and then we can hide, sit a little bit, people drink or eat what they want to eat and then take off again.
And all this is through desert.
Yeah,
Through the desert.
All through
Wow.
desert. And
I'm looking at the map. You're going north now.
Yeah, now you're going north. Now
yes.
you're going to
Yeah.
Algeria.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Along this time, though, this is where the horrors start happening to my eyes.
Yeah.
This is where I start seeing horror, really. Between Gambia to Niger, I see hardship and mistreatment between us African, not liking each other,
Yeah.
police taking advantage of the youth,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I saw those stuff, but I never saw like horror. And horror, what I mean was like seeing a woman in your trip, 2 or 3 of them in your trip, get raped in front of bunch of men of us, and none of us could have done nothing.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro. They take us right in the middle of the desert. 2 Arabs, I remember them very well, with their pistols, obviously,
Yeah.
and just stopped the car in the middle of it was getting dark a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they just call up the ladies. And one of the ladies was there with his man, his husband from Nigeria.
Oh man.
We are sitting right here. You can see them right over there.
Oh,
The man was crying like a baby. I was crying.
Oh,
Like that's how bad it was.
yeah.
So that's where I started like feeling like kind of like panic. I was like, this is not a good entrance.
Yes.
And guess what? They did not take you right in the city. They took us like that was like almost 20 kilometers left to reach the city.
Yeah.
We have to walk it all in the desert. And the desert between Arlit to Algeria,
Yeah.
it's not this desert with a bunch of sand, the Sahara kind of thing. This is the one with the tiny stones that look like sharp edges. Have sharp edges. So your boots and everything, they're gone. Doesn't matter if you wear Timberlands, whatever.
Yeah.
The stones just cut them off,
Yeah.
penetrate
Yeah.
under your boots and
Yeah.
blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that bad.
Yeah.
And that's the exact same place we lost one guy because of a snake bite.
As you're walking up.
Yeah, because you have these desert snakes that hide in the sand, sit there chilling. I think it was more like the time we were taking rest. He was bitten before we even realized it was a snake bite. He was already just unconscious.
Whoa.
Yeah, we don't even know because you just see him like falling. It was like he's tired, he's drink, he wants water. We don't know. I've never been doing any medical kind of thing.
Yeah.
Before we even saw that his feet like it was bleeding kind of thing, and there was 2 holes in it kind of thing. Then we knew it was a
bitten by a
snake bite.
yeah.
So what happens to a person like who dies in the desert? Like you bury them and
it was that horrible that you will actually take off the good stuff they have. Like let's say what they have in the bag.
Yeah.
Because for the rest of us, we will need it to survive.
yes, now
And
it's
we did not know
survival.
about our fate like he does. you know.
Yeah.
So we just open up, but we give him a nice good burial.
Yeah.
We try to look for contact numbers in his bag, and one guy recognized him, so he was like, he's gonna take over that thing to tell his parents back home.
Yeah.
We end up just burying him in the desert like that. Yeah. Because you cannot carry him.
Can't carry.
Yeah.
It was that position. You cannot do nothing.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
happened, and it was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we went further, and we arrived in Algeria. In Algeria, though, at the start it was good because there they have kind of like a little bit of respect. At the start, it was good. We walk, we see a bunch of walks because they see us too. Around that area, they see a black man. For them, you are like a machine, a human machine. They only have like heavy or bad jobs for you.
Yeah.
But at that time, we have nothing to say like no.
Yeah.
We just have to take it. We
Yeah.
want it.
Yeah.
So it's like today, like like these toilets. They usually have this. How do you call it? Take a shit, and then where they usually go in. How do you call that stuff?
Pit
Like pit
latrines.
latrines.
Huh? Like from the toilet, get directed to these big things, and then it has to be empty.
okay,
when it's
okay.
full.
Like sewer. Like,
I knew the name. Like, man, it's not a ball.
septic tanks.
Septic tank. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
We used to enter inside that stuff with buckets, gathering up the stuff and pull it out. Okay. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh man, that's the first job I ever did.
Yeah.
And the time they told me, I was like, "What? Vomiting? You vomit to the point that you're gonna vomit." Yeah, and that's the first job I got.
Yeah.
And then we start working because I was reunited with my boys now.
Yeah.
Things were more. I was having more kind of confidence.
Yeah.
Although we were still traumatized what happened to the other boy that we did not knew.
Yeah.
Like personally,
Yeah.
we were still traumatized, but we were together at least at that time.
And for context, we are now in Algeria.
Algeria.
Yeah. Yes.
In
The
Algeria.
city name, that's the place I forgot. But I remember after that place, we went to a place called Inshallah. If you look in
Yeah.
Algeria, you will see it. But the place we landed in Algeria, I forgot the name. Yeah, but Inshallah is right above it. So if
Okay.
you find Inshallah, you will find it like
Yeah.
lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of like that. It's a city
Yeah.
called Inshallah.
Yeah.
And then we pass Inshallah, stop there for a while, walk through, make our transport to city called Mirigla, which is also a little bit close going towards Libya. So we go to that place to stay there, and there they have like a huge refugee camp, which was opposite the university, the ladies' university, because in Algeria, boys and girls in one school, no.
Yeah.
So
Even
they have-
university.
Yeah, even in university. So there is like a ladies' university opposite the refugee camp, where all of us were staying in like thousands of refugees.
Yeah.
But most of them were people who are there working, so they stay there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it was like this giant barn.
Yeah.
Everyone just put your small things to lay on.
Yeah.
And down.
Yeah.
It was that easy.
Yeah.
And people get creative selling African foods there. So
Yeah.
we have our own
Yeah,
environment
community,
there
yeah,
at the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Until Mali decided to win against Algeria in an African qualification. I don't think that was around.
my God.
They almost massacred us that day.
What?
Yeah, but
Oh,
it was
because then now they are.
now they have a reason
now
to
there's
come and
xenophobia
fight us.
against the black people.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Because in Algeria, but there is no war,
Yeah.
so they cannot just come up with anything and just do like
Yeah.
Libyans would do, for
Yeah.
example, or other places. So they get to be a little bit nice about it. But the day Mali won, we have like more than 10,000 Algerian boys like coming up. And the reason was we usually just jump the fence and go and sleep with their ladies at the university. That was the excuse they gave up. Their police have to come and save us. They were burning down
so
that
they
place
gave the
to
story
ground.
that this
That
refugee kids,
we sit
these
here and
boys are
watch the
coming
ladies in the
Ladies-
window
oh, okay.
and see the ladies undressing. Some of us even have sexual relationship with them, kind of thing.
So,
you know.
but all these are just accusations to give them a reason to come in
course,
and
yeah.
and
If you know where you come from, you know in North Africa you don't touch ladies. You don't
Yeah.
even look at ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's happening there.
yeah.
I'm a Muslim. I come from a Muslim background.
Yeah.
And we shake hands with women.
Yeah.
We do, but over there you don't.
Yeah.
Even when a man took you for a job to his place, you come in to do a work in the living room. The woman will be hiding inside the room the whole time you are working. You are not allowed to see the woman.
Yeah.
But even covered, you are not allowed to see.
Even when they're covered.
They will cook, finish. They will bring you your bowl to eat separately for me. And if the man himself, friends happen to come over, they don't eat together.
Yeah.
I get to see all of those stuff. So it's not like what I knew coming back from
Okay.
Gambia. What I
Okay.
usually
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so it was totally different.
Yeah.
So we automatically knew their women are nothing to mess around with.
Yeah.
It's not because of the ladies who know want whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's the consequences that come with
That
you
would
messing
come
with
with-
one of them and
yeah.
getting caught. Like
Yeah.
you can get anything chopped up from you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they came up with that excuse, fires, bro, throwing stones into
like
this
those,
refugee
like,
camp.
what are they called? They're called Molotovs.
Molotovs, yeah,
Yeah.
like throwing benzene in it and then lighting up, trying to throw it inside.
Yeah.
And if those things happen to land, there are a bunch of babies in this camp. I'm
Yes.
telling you.
Yes.
wow.
This is not just boys. This is
Yeah.
like women,
Yeah.
Malian, Gambian,
Yeah.
Senegalese,
Yeah.
Nigerians, everywhere. Like, and the people from Niger who actually feel like they just live there. You know, and it was that bad. But the police happened to come with these buffaloes things and
Yeah.
these trucks push them away
Yeah.
and all this situation
Yeah.
get come.
Yeah.
When this crime was happening in the refugee camp, I was out for work.
Okay.
The guy I was working with actually get a call from I don't know who, maybe a friend, like he should bring me back now. If not, even when they caught him in the street with me,
Yeah.
he could actually have a problem or get,
Okay.
yeah. So he dropped me. He was like, stay down. Behind the car, I was just bubbling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard and he brought me to the camp. Nice guy though. I guess the best guy I knew in Algeria. The best guy so far. I worked with him for like almost 4 months and never once he have never paid me my money back. And his job was just to go. He had the contract of, along the street. There are flowers in the edges.
Yeah.
So I have to go and have some kilometers to just
Clean
chop
the
them
flowers.
off. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pack the grasses and put them in one bag. That was my job
Yeah.
with him. Easy and very nice to do with.
Yeah.
And he brings me food, water,
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So he take good care of me.
Yeah, yeah.
He was a good guy. Admit. I remember his name too.
Yeah.
So, but it was that bad. And after that situation, because it was that panicking, we don't know if they're going to come back and stuff.
Yeah.
And my boss was like, we have money to go a little bit further.
Yeah.
Let's just leave this place. It's
Yeah,
hot, right?
yeah.
And we decided to leave Mrigla and go to a place called Deb, which is right at the border to Libya. You can check Deb, yeah.
Okay.
We went to Deb. And Deb is a small village in Algeria. But people there are also nice because the village people are always nice.
Yeah.
Not the town
Yes,
ones.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, I see it on the map. Yeah.
Deb, yeah. So
yeah.
it's very close to entering Libya.
Yeah.
So from Deb, I stayed Deb like 2 months, put up some money. Work was going well because it was during the Ramadan. And in Ramadan, they don't work during the day.
Yeah.
I took that advantage of working for them during the day.
Yeah.
And you are having contract. You finish here, you run to the next one,
Yeah.
you get work.
Yeah.
So in 2 months, I was done to enter Libya.
Yeah.
Which now brings you to the second desert I have to encounter.
Oh.
And that one, there is no car that can enter that place.
When you're
You
crossing
see,
over.
the one from Arlit to Algeria,
Yeah.
you can do most part of it by car. But once the car arrives to the place where there's this rocky,
stones.
Yes, yes,
sharp
yes,
one,
yes.
the
Then
car
now you
stops,
walk.
then you walk.
Yeah.
But this one, you start around 8 in the night, 8 in the evening, and go till around, let's say, 7 o'clock in the morning. You will arrive on the other side.
So just walking.
Walking like barefoot, break. And the guy who's taking
Wait,
us,
you said you leave at 8 p.m.
8
Yeah.
p.m.,
and you arrive at
around 7.
So
AM.
6 to 7 a.m., yeah. We arrived.
so 10 to
that's
12 hours.
about
10 to
12 hours.
12
Yeah.
hours. And we took most of it like just 30 minutes break, maximum. Yeah.
How big
the-
is the group of people now doing
Oh
this
no,
trek?
because we only have a guy who's
Yeah.
a native Algerian
Yeah.
who usually knows the desert.
Yeah.
These people are crazy with the desert. They know
Yeah.
everything. So you will pay him the money and he will work with you. But he makes it very clear from the start, I cannot wait for anyone. My job is just for you guys to follow me.
Oh.
And and considering this guy have been doing this for most of his life, so
Yes.
he knows how to walk fast and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
He knows how to avoid everything. He
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
But we just have to stay in line behind him.
Yeah.
And when he just goes down, because there is this big lights of police scanning the area,
light, you all
we
go
stay down. The light goes the other way, you walk, you go. I think that's what kept us that long in the road.
Yeah.
Because we just have to keep dodging and hiding and going.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. He will not wait. But luckily on that trip, no one get to die and people were all okay. I get my boot strapped up and bleeding everywhere. But you stop for 2 minutes, they are like kilometers ahead of you. So you don't stop.
You just
Even
keep
when you
going.
feel the pain, you keep going.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And we went through it and we arrived the next day and in Gadames, a city called Gadames in Libya.
Yeah.
When you go through Deb, that's the city you get, Gadames.
Yeah.
We went to Gadames, and Gadames, they put us into these 40-feet trucks, big ones. I don't know how many human beings were there, but the thing is like they squeeze you to each other like this. Your legs to legs, push. And
Oh,
they
like
yeah,
fetal-
like
like
you have
a
to push so that
baby,
you make
like
more space for the other
fetal
people.
position.
Yeah.
The time we drove for like 2 hours kind of thing in that truck, not that very long. But I'm telling you, the time we all step out of the car, most of us could not even walk.
Because you've been
Because my knees were
around your
like
chest.
here.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they put, and to fix you, he just come like this, put you still, put his 2 legs right here and push. So before you stretch back, he was like, put someone in front of you
Somebody
and tell
else.
that one just stay like that, and
For
then put
2
another
hours.
one for 2 hours. We could not walk for like 30 minutes. Your legs were numb.
Yeah.
You could not feel nothing.
And so even the one where you're walking the 10, 12 hours, there's people who do this with kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Most of them Nigerians, because Nigerians most of the time travel with family.
Yeah.
I've seen many Nigerians. In Gambia, most of us don't even hardly see a lady from Gambia
Yeah.
along this way. I saw 2 kind of thing in my whole thing.
Yeah.
But women from Africa Coast, Nigeria, most of them, and Mali, and yeah.
And they have kids.
you
They
and
have
working
kids
this-
and the wives
You
and
have
the
kids. But it was nice. That's where you actually know that when we unite, we actually can do something good. Because with the kid, it was not like it's this lady's boy or whatever it is.
Yeah,
We
you
the
just-
man,
Yeah.
whoever
Yeah.
feels like thing, we just pass it into each other.
Pass-
Hey, hold him,
okay,
hold him.
okay.
So we always hold him
Yeah.
in our shoulders like
Yeah.
this and walk.
Yeah.
So so we were helping each other out because that was the thing we left with. So we walked each other and then make it to Gadames. Gadames, though, that's where I get kidnapped in Libya because everyone else, you pay money, you go. I didn't come with money.
Yeah.
I was going with the same thing of working and going.
Yeah.
So I get kidnapped. The man was like, you have to come to my place and work.
So this ends part 1 of our episode. Thank you so much, Ali, for spending time with us.
Yeah.
This is such a long episode, so we are going to cut it into 2 parts and
Yes.
we will continue in the next episode. So come back for the next one.
Peace.
Yeah.
I don't think it's recorded.